What if the love you have been waiting for was never asking you to become more perfect, more impressive, more successful, or more pleasing before it could reach you? What if success was not standing far away, measuring you, judging you, deciding whether you had finally worked hard enough to deserve it? What if the door was not locked from the outside? Take a gentle breath and let that question enter the quiet place inside you. So much of life can train a tender heart to believe that love must be earned. You may have learned to become useful before you felt chosen. You may have learned to become agreeable before you felt accepted. You may have learned to smile when you were tired, to give when you were empty, to stay quiet when your heart had something true to say. And somewhere along the way, without meaning to, you may have begun to believe that your worth depended on how much you could do, how much you could prove, how little you needed, how easily you could be loved without asking for too much. But there is a softer truth waiting beneath all of that. You are not worthy because someone finally sees you. You are not worthy because someone stays. You are not worthy because the world applauds your work, your beauty, your talent, your kindness, or your success. You are worthy because you exist. You are worthy in the quiet. You are worthy before the answer arrives. You are worthy before the relationship becomes clear. You are worthy before the opportunity opens. You are worthy before you know what comes next. Let yourself breathe with that for a moment. Not as an idea to force into your mind, but as a gentle seed placed in the soil of your heart. I am willing to remember my worth. Say it softly inside yourself, not with pressure, not with urgency, but like you are speaking to a part of you that has been waiting a very long time to hear kindness. I am willing to remember my worth. There may be a part of you that argues with this, a part that says, but what about the past? What about the times I was rejected? What about the dreams that did not happen? What about the people who did not choose me? What about the chances I missed? Let that part speak. Do not push it away. It has been trying to protect you. But gently, lovingly, you can tell it this: rejection did not remove my value. Delay did not erase my gifts. A closed door did not mean I was unworthy of a beautiful life. Sometimes the heart mistakes disappointment for identity. Something painful happens, and the mind begins to build a story around it. Someone leaves, and the story becomes, I am not lovable. A dream falls apart, and the story becomes, success is not for me. An opportunity passes, and the story becomes, I am always too late. But these are not truths. They are wounds trying to explain themselves. And today, you are invited to stop letting an old wound write the story of your future. You can honor what hurt without becoming loyal to the belief it left behind. You can say, yes, that happened. Yes, it shaped me. Yes, I felt lost for a time. But it does not get to decide what I am worthy of now. There is a sacred difference between remembering your past and living inside it. One helps you understand yourself, the other keeps you small, and you were not born to live small. You were born with a heart capable of love, with a spirit capable of growth, with an inner light that may have dimmed at times but never disappeared. You may have hidden that light to survive. You may have lowered your voice to keep peace. You may have doubted your dreams because dreaming too boldly once felt dangerous. You may have learned to expect less because hoping for more once felt painful. But a flower does not stop being a flower because it grew in shadow. It may bend. It may wait. It may close for a season. But when warmth returns, it remembers how to open. And something in you is remembering now. Not all at once, not dramatically, not because you are forcing yourself to be different, but slowly, quietly, through the simple decision to stop speaking to yourself as though you are the problem. You are not the problem. The belief that you are unworthy is the old fog, and fog can lift. Not by fighting it, not by shouting at it, but by allowing light to return little by little. Let these words be that light. You are allowed to want love that feels kind. You are allowed to want success that feels meaningful. You are allowed to want relationships where you do not have to shrink. You are allowed to want opportunities that honor your gifts. You are allowed to receive without apologizing for being blessed. You are allowed to become more visible and still remain soft. You are allowed to grow and still remain humble. You are allowed to be chosen, supported, respected, and celebrated in ways that feel peaceful to your heart. And if a part of you feels uncomfortable hearing this, that is all right. Sometimes worthiness feels unfamiliar before it feels true. Sometimes receiving love feels strange when you have spent years earning approval. Sometimes success feels heavy when you have been taught that wanting more is selfish. Sometimes the very thing your soul desires also touches the place where you are most afraid. So do not rush yourself. You do not need to become instantly confident. You do not need to believe every affirmation perfectly. You do not need to open every locked room inside your heart in one day. Begin with willingness. Willingness is gentle. It does not demand. It does not shame. It simply opens a small window and says, maybe there is another way to live. Maybe love does not have to feel like chasing. Maybe success does not have to feel like proving. Maybe receiving does not have to feel like guilt. Maybe I can be worthy now, even while I am still learning. Take another breath. Let your shoulders soften just a little. You have carried so much invisible weight. The weight of being enough. The weight of being liked. The weight of being useful. The weight of not disappointing anyone. The weight of trying to become someone who could finally be loved without question. But love that requires you to abandon yourself is not the love your spirit is asking for. And success that requires you to hate yourself into achievement is not the success your soul came here to experience. The path ahead does not need to be built from pressure. It can be built from respect. It can be built from trust. It can be built from a quiet inner voice that says, I am allowed to grow in peace. Perhaps no one taught you that before. Perhaps you saw love mixed with sacrifice, silence, or fear. Perhaps you saw success mixed with exhaustion, competition, or loneliness. Perhaps you came to believe that if you became too happy, too successful, too loved, too visible, something would be taken from you. So you learned to stay in the familiar, even if the familiar hurt. But the familiar is not always the truth. Sometimes it is only the place your nervous system learned to call home. And now, gently, you can create a new home inside yourself. A home where your heart is not punished for wanting connection. A home where your dreams are not mocked for being too large. A home where your success does not need to be hidden to make others comfortable. A home where receiving does not make you selfish. A home where you can look at yourself with tenderness and say, I am worthy of love. I am worthy of success. I am worthy of good things that arrive with peace. Let that be enough for this moment. Not a command, not a demand, a remembering. There may have been times when love felt unsafe, not because love itself was unsafe, but because the people around it did not know how to hold it gently. There may have been times when success felt unsafe, not because success was wrong, but because being seen brought judgment, expectation, or fear. So if you have kept yourself small, do not blame yourself. You were trying to stay safe. If you have pushed away compliments, do not criticize yourself. You were trying to avoid disappointment. If you have doubted new opportunities, do not shame yourself. You were trying to protect your heart from hoping too much. But protection can become a room with no windows. At first it feels safe. Then slowly it begins to feel lonely. And there comes a moment when the soul whispers, I am grateful for the protection, but I am ready for more air. Maybe that moment is now. Maybe not in a loud way. Maybe not in a sudden way. Maybe only as a quiet stirring inside you, a small tenderness that says, I do not want to keep living as though I am hard to love. I do not want to keep acting as though success belongs to everyone but me. I do not want to keep closing my hands when life offers me something kind. That is where the shift begins. Not in the outside world first, inside, in the way you speak to yourself when no one is listening, in the way you receive a compliment without shrinking, in the way you allow someone to be kind without immediately looking for danger, in the way you let an opportunity appear without deciding you are not ready before you even begin. So many people ask for new love, but their heart is still bracing for old pain. So many people ask for success, but their body still believes visibility will bring harm. So many people ask for new doors, but when the door opens, they stand there wondering whether they have permission to walk through. And this is why worthiness matters. Worthiness is the permission slip your soul has been waiting for. Not permission from another person, not permission from the past, not permission from fear, permission from within. The permission to say, I can let good things come closer. The permission to say, I can be loved without losing myself. The permission to say, I can succeed without becoming someone I do not respect. The permission to say, I can receive without paying for it with guilt. Let your breath become slow. Let the words meet you where you are. It is safe for me to learn how to receive, not receive everything at once, not open to everything without wisdom, not say yes to what does not honor you, but receive what is kind, receive what is honest, receive what supports your peace, receive what helps you grow without asking you to betray yourself. There is a kind of receiving that feels clean. It does not make you feel smaller. It does not make you feel indebted in your soul. It does not require you to abandon your boundaries. It simply reminds you that you are part of life, and life moves through giving and receiving. The tree receives sunlight. The earth receives rain. The lungs receive air. The heart receives rhythm. Nothing in nature apologizes for being nourished, and yet many tender hearts do. They say, "Oh, you did not have to." They say, "It is nothing." They say, "I do not need help." They say, "I am fine." Even when they are tired, even when they are longing, even when some quiet part of them is whispering, "Please let me be held for once." If that is you, place a gentle hand over your heart if you can. Not because you must do anything perfectly, but because touch can remind the body that it is not alone. And say within yourself, I am allowed to receive kindness. Let that sentence move slowly. I am allowed to receive kindness. You do not need to justify it. You do not need to earn it. You do not need to immediately give twice as much back to prove you are not taking too much space. You can simply receive with gratitude, with grace, with an open heart and clear boundaries. This is not selfish. This is balance. You have given so much of yourself in ways no one saw. You have carried emotions quietly. You have tried to be strong. You have smiled through things that hurt. You have started again when no one knew how much courage it took. So when life offers you gentleness, do not turn away too quickly. Let it sit beside you. Let it become familiar. Let yourself learn that not every good thing is a trap. Not every kind word will be followed by abandonment. Not every opportunity will punish you for saying yes. Not every blessing asks you to become someone false. Some good things are simply good. Some love is simply kind. Some doors open because you are ready enough to take the next step, even if your voice trembles. And being ready does not mean being fearless. It means being willing to move with care. There is a small place inside many people that still waits to be chosen. It waits for the message, the apology, the approval, the invitation, the recognition, the promotion, the sign that says, "Now you matter." But you matter before the sign. You matter before the invitation. You matter before anyone understands your heart. You matter before success gives you evidence. This is not arrogance. This is spiritual truth expressed in the simplest way. Your worth is not created by the world's response. The world may reflect it at times. A loving person may remind you of it. A meaningful opportunity may help you express it. Success may give your gifts more room to move, but none of these things create your worth. They meet it. They reveal it. They give it space. And when you know this, you stop begging life to prove that you are valuable. You begin to live as someone who is already valuable, not perfectly, not every moment, but more often. You make different choices from that place. You stop accepting crumbs and calling them love. You stop hiding your gifts and calling it humility. You stop delaying your dreams because you are waiting to become someone with no fear. You stop apologizing for wanting a life that feels beautiful to you, and slowly the energy around you changes. Not because you are forcing anything, but because you are no longer standing against yourself. A person who stands against themselves cannot fully receive what their soul is asking for. Every good thing arrives at the door and meets an inner voice saying, "Not me, not yet, I am not enough." But when that voice begins to soften, the door opens wider. And even before the outside changes, the inside becomes more peaceful. That matters. Inner peace is not a small thing. It is the ground where loving relationships can grow. It is the ground where wise opportunities can take root. It is the ground where succeeding can feel nourishing instead of frightening. It is the ground where you can receive without clinging and release without collapsing. So today, let your prayer be simple. Not "give me everything right now." Not "make my life perfect." Not "prove that I am worthy." Let your prayer be, "Help me remember the worth that has always been here. Help me choose from that place. Help me receive what is good for me with an open and peaceful heart." There is great power in a quiet prayer, not because it controls life, but because it changes the place from which you meet life. When you meet love from fear, you may cling, test, hide, or run. When you meet love from worth, you can breathe, you can observe, you can allow, you can choose what is mutual and kind. When you meet success from fear, you may force, compare, exhaust yourself, or feel guilty for wanting more. When you meet success from worth, you can grow steadily. You can take one honest step. You can share your gifts without abandoning your peace. You can celebrate progress without needing to become perfect. This is the path we are walking now. the path of receiving without fear, the path of loving without losing yourself, the path of succeeding without hardening your heart, the path of becoming visible without forgetting your soul. Take a breath. Let your body hear this. I do not need to earn love by disappearing. I do not need to earn success by suffering. I can grow in peace. I can receive with gratitude. I can be worthy now. You may have spent years trying to become the version of yourself you thought would finally be acceptable. Maybe you thought if you were more beautiful, more calm, more successful, more useful, more healed, more patient, more impressive, then love would stay. Then success would come. Then people would understand you. Then you would finally relax. But that day keeps moving farther away when worthiness is treated like a prize, because the mind always invents one more condition. Just a little more improvement, just a little more achievement, just a little more proof, just a little more becoming. And soon your life becomes a waiting room, waiting to feel enough, waiting to be loved, waiting to begin, waiting to be seen, waiting to receive. But your soul is not asking you to wait until you become flawless. Your soul is asking you to return to yourself with honesty and compassion, to look at the parts you have judged and say, you are still welcome here. To look at the dreams you have hidden and say, you are still allowed to breathe. To look at your heart and say, I am sorry I made you work so hard to deserve tenderness. That is where love begins, not with someone else entering the room, but with you no longer abandoning yourself in the room you are already in. When you stop abandoning yourself, your relationship with love changes. You no longer ask, how do I become whatever they want? You begin to ask, can I be myself here? You no longer ask, how do I keep this person from leaving? You begin to ask, does this connection feel safe, kind, and mutual? You no longer ask, what must I sacrifice to be chosen? You begin to ask, can love meet me without requiring me to disappear? This is not coldness. This is not closing your heart. This is mature love. This is the kind of love that begins within and teaches you not to confuse longing with destiny. A heart that does not know its worth may call intensity love. It may call inconsistency exciting. It may call emotional distance a challenge to win. It may believe that if it works hard enough, gives enough, waits long enough, explains enough, someone will finally see its value. But your value is not a puzzle someone else must solve. Your value is not hidden behind how much pain you can endure. You do not need to convince the right people to treat you with care. And you do not need to make a home in places where your heart is always begging for warmth. Let this be a gentle turning point. You are worthy of love that does not make you question your basic goodness. You are worthy of affection that does not require constant fear. You are worthy of respect that is not given only when you are useful. You are worthy of communication that does not leave you feeling invisible. You are worthy of closeness that allows you to remain yourself. And this does not mean every relationship will be perfect. People are human. Love has seasons. Hearts learn. Misunderstandings happen. But there is a difference between human imperfection and repeated self-abandonment. There is a difference between growing together and shrinking alone. There is a difference between patience and waiting in a place that keeps wounding you. Your spirit knows the difference. Maybe you have ignored that knowing before. Many of us have. We wanted love so badly that we negotiated with our own discomfort. We explained away what hurt. We accepted less than we needed. We told ourselves we were being understanding when we were really afraid to ask for care. If you have done this, forgive yourself. You were not foolish. You were hungry for love. And a hungry heart sometimes accepts what a nourished heart would gently refuse. But now you are learning to nourish your own heart. You are learning to become a safe place for yourself. And from that place, love becomes less about being rescued and more about being met, less about proving and more about sharing, less about chasing and more about recognizing, less about fear and more about truth. Place your attention on your heart again. Imagine not a locked gate, not a wall, but a quiet doorway within you. For a long time, that doorway may have opened only a little. It learned to be careful. It learned to listen for footsteps. It learned to protect the tender rooms inside you. Do not judge this doorway. Thank it. Thank your heart for trying to keep you safe, and then softly say, you do not have to open for everyone. You only need to open where there is kindness, honesty, and peace. That is a beautiful way to love. Open, but not careless. Trusting, but not blind. Hopeful, but not desperate. Soft, but not self-abandoning. This is the energy of worthy love. And the affirmation can be simple. I am worthy of love that feels peaceful to my heart. Let it be simple. Do not decorate it too much. Let your body feel the meaning. I am worthy of love that feels peaceful to my heart. This does not force a person to arrive. It does not control another soul. It does not demand that life move according to your schedule. It simply places you in alignment with your own dignity. It reminds you that you can desire love without losing yourself to the desire. And when you relate to love from dignity, your choices become clearer. You can notice who brings calm to your nervous system. You can notice who respects your words. You can notice who celebrates your growth. You can notice who only appears when they need something. You can notice whether you feel more like yourself or less like yourself after being close to someone. These quiet observations are sacred. They help you choose from love, not from loneliness. They help you become available for relationships that are not built on old wounds. And yes, it may take time. Let it take time. There is no need to rush the heart into a room it does not trust. There is no need to call every silence rejection. There is no need to turn every delay into proof that you are forgotten. You are learning something deeper than attraction. You are learning alignment. You are learning to stand in your own worth so clearly that love does not need to be begged for, chased, or forced. And as this happens, you may begin to feel lighter. Not because everything outside you has changed instantly, but because you have stopped making your worth depend on one person, one answer, one message, one outcome. That freedom is holy. To want love and still belong to yourself. To desire connection and still rest in your own heart. To open gently and still remain rooted. This is the kind of love your spirit can trust. And success asks for the same healing. Because many people think they are afraid of failure, but sometimes they are also afraid of success. Failure is familiar. It hurts, but the mind knows how to explain it. It says, "See, this is what always happens." It keeps the old story alive. But success can feel unfamiliar. Success may ask you to be seen. Success may ask you to stop hiding behind almost. Success may ask you to receive praise without deflecting it. Success may ask you to enter rooms where your old self never imagined you belonged. Success may ask you to carry more responsibility, make new choices, and let go of identities built around struggle. So if you have ever delayed your own growth, do not immediately call yourself lazy. Look deeper. Maybe part of you wondered whether success would cost you love. Maybe part of you feared that if you became visible, people would criticize you. Maybe part of you believed that wanting more meant being ungrateful. Maybe part of you thought that staying small kept you safe. But growth does not have to be a betrayal of humility. Receiving more does not make you less spiritual. Succeeding does not mean you have become selfish. You can expand and remain in kind. You can be blessed and remain generous. You can achieve and remain connected to your heart. You can earn, create, serve, lead, teach, build, receive, and still be soft inside. Success, when rooted in worth, does not need to become ego. It becomes expression. It becomes the natural movement of your gifts. It becomes your inner light taking form in the world. Think of a candle in a dark room. The candle does not apologize for shining. It does not say, "Perhaps I should be dimmer so no one feels uncomfortable." It simply gives light because that is what it was made to do. And your gifts are a form of light. Your ideas, your kindness, your creativity, your voice, your patience, your wisdom, your ability to begin again, your way of seeing life, your work, your presence. These are not accidents. They are not random decorations. They are part of how life moves through you. And when you hide them, not out of rest, not out of timing, but out of fear, something in you feels dimmed. You may still function. You may still smile. You may still do what is expected, but a quiet part of you knows there is more. Not necessarily more noise, not necessarily more status, not necessarily more outer applause. More truth, more honest expression, more room to breathe, more permission to become the person your soul keeps nudging you toward. Let yourself hear this without pressure. You are allowed to succeed in a way that feels aligned with your heart. You are allowed to be supported by your gifts. You are allowed to receive opportunities that help you grow. You are allowed to be seen for what is true in you. You are allowed to want a life that feels fuller, freer, and more peaceful. You are allowed to stop pretending that your dreams do not matter, and you do not need to turn this into a race. This is not about forcing success. This is not about chasing every opportunity. This is not about measuring your worth by productivity. This is not about proving something to the people who doubted you. This is about no longer doubting yourself in the same old way. This is about taking one honest step toward what calls you. One conversation, one application, one idea written down, one boundary honored, one brave yes, one wise no. One morning where you speak to yourself as someone capable. One moment where you let yourself imagine a life that does not require constant self-denial. That is how peaceful success begins, not as a lightning strike, as permission. I allow myself to grow without guilt. Let that affirmation come like a warm hand on your back. I allow myself to grow without guilt. You may notice resistance. A voice may say, "Who am I to want this?" Answer gently, "I am someone with a heart, with gifts, with a life that matters." A voice may say, "What if I fail?" Answer gently, "Then I will learn, and I will still be worthy." A voice may say, "What if others judge me?" Answer gently, "Their judgment does not get to be the ceiling over my life." A voice may say, "What if I change?" Answer gently, "Then may I change in the direction of truth." You are allowed to change. You are allowed to outgrow old rooms. You are allowed to become more confident than people expected. You are allowed to stop explaining your smallness. You are allowed to let your life become wider. Sometimes the soul grows uncomfortable, not because something is wrong, but because something is too tight. Old beliefs can become tight. Old roles can become tight. Old relationships with yourself can become tight. Old definitions of success can become tight. You may have once believed that success meant struggle, pressure, and constant proving. But you can choose a new definition. Success can mean waking with more peace. Success can mean doing work that feels meaningful. Success can mean being able to receive help Success can mean honoring your own timing. Success can mean saying no to what drains you. Success can mean creating something honest. Success can mean allowing your life to reflect your values. Success can mean becoming someone you trust. And yes, success can include outer growth, better opportunities, more abundance, more recognition, more stability. These things are not wrong. They are simply safest when held by a heart that remembers its worth. Because when you forget your worth, success becomes a hungry thing. No amount is enough. No praise lasts. No achievement brings rest. You keep climbing, but never arrive. But when you remember your worth, success becomes a garden. You tend it. You enjoy it. You let it grow in season. You harvest with gratitude. You share from overflow. You rest without guilt. This is a gentler way to rise. The world may tell you that success must be hard, loud, competitive, and exhausting. But your spirit may be asking for something more sacred, a success that does not require you to abandon your body, a success that does not make your heart bitter, a success that allows you to serve without disappearing, a success that lets you receive without shame, a success that feels like your life opening, not your soul closing. Let this become possible in your imagination. You do not have to know every step. You do not have to force the outcome. You only need to stop closing the door before life even knocks. There may be opportunities that do not arrive dramatically. They may come as a small idea, a gentle invitation, a conversation, a new skill, a quiet desire that keeps returning. Sometimes life whispers before it opens a door, so become someone who can hear the whisper, not by being anxious, not by scanning every moment for signs, but by becoming present enough to notice what feels aligned. Ask yourself softly, what is the next kind step toward the life I say I want? Not the perfect step, not the impressive step, the kind step, the honest step, the step that respects where you are while gently inviting you forward. This is how you build trust with yourself. Every time you take one aligned step, you teach your inner world, I am here, I am listening. I will not abandon myself. And as self-trust grows, your capacity to receive grows too. You begin to accept love without suspicion. You begin to accept opportunity without immediate self-doubt. You begin to accept support without feeling weak. You begin to accept praise without needing to disappear. You begin to accept growth without guilt. And slowly, life does not feel like something you must survive. It begins to feel like something you can participate in, with softness, with wisdom, with courage, with an open heart. Take one more slow breath. Let this first part settle into you. You do not have to chase love to be worthy of it. You do not have to force success to be capable of it. You do not have to become someone else to receive what is aligned with your heart. You are allowed to begin from here, from this breath, from this body, from this moment, from this quiet willingness to believe that perhaps after everything you have lived through, good can still reach you in gentle ways. And as that willingness begins to open, even slightly, we can go deeper into the heart itself, into the doorway within you that has been waiting to open, not for every person, not for every opportunity, but for the love and success that can meet you with peace. And this doorway within you does not need to be forced open. It does not need to be pushed with affirmations you do not yet believe. It does not need to be rushed because you are afraid time is passing. It does not need to be broken down in the name of healing. Your heart is not a locked house that must be invaded. It is a sacred room that opens when it feels respected. So let us approach it with tenderness. Imagine for a moment that there is a quiet doorway in the center of your chest. Not a heavy gate, not a wall, just a simple door made of warm wood, touched by years of weather, memory, and hope. This door has opened before. It has also closed before. It has known laughter. It has known disappointment. It has known the ache of giving too much and the silence of not being met. And still, it remains. That is the beauty of your heart. Even after everything, it has not disappeared. It may be more careful now. It may listen more closely. It may take longer to trust. That is not failure. That is wisdom growing where pain once stood. Sometimes people tell themselves, I should be more open. I should be more loving. I should trust more easily. But there is no healing in forcing the heart to ignore what it has learned. The heart does not need to be scolded for protecting you. It needs to be thanked. So silently you might say to your own heart, thank you for trying to keep me safe. Thank you for closing when you needed to close. Thank you for surviving what I did not know how to understand at the time. Feel the gentleness in that. There is a difference between closing from fear and opening from wisdom. You are not here to become careless. You are not here to call every connection good just because you desire love. You are not here to ignore your body, your intuition, your boundaries, or your peace. You are here to become available for a healthier kind of love. A love that does not require you to guess your worth. A love that does not turn your nervous system into a storm. A love that feels steady anew, GH for your truth. A love that welcomes your softness without using it against you. A love that respects the pace at which trust grows. This kind of love may not always arrive in the way the mind expected. It may not always come wrapped in intensity or drama. Sometimes it is quieter. Sometimes it feels almost unfamiliar because it does not trigger the old chase. It may feel calm. It may feel honest. It may feel like someone listening without trying to own you. It may feel like space to breathe. And if you are used to proving yourself, calm love can feel strange at first. A steady presence may feel less exciting than uncertainty. Clear communication may feel less addictive than guessing. Mutual respect may feel unfamiliar if you were taught that love is something you must earn by sacrificing your own needs. But let your heart learn a new language. Let it learn that peace is not emptiness. Let it learn that consistency is not boring. Let it learn that kindness does not need to be dramatic to be real. Let it learn that love can come without a test. There is a part of you that already knows this. It is the part that feels relief around honest people. The part that relaxes when someone means what they say. The part that softens when your boundaries are respected. The part that feels quietly nourished when connection does not require performance. That part is wise. Listen to it more. When you begin to honor that inner wisdom, you stop asking only, "Do they like me?" And you begin asking, "How do I feel in this connection? Do I feel smaller or more whole? Do I feel anxious or grounded? Do I feel seen or used? Do I feel like I must earn every drop of affection? Or do I feel met with natural care?" These questions are not cold. They are loving. They protect the sacred doorway of your heart. You can be open and discerning at the same time. You can believe in love and still move slowly. You can forgive the past and still choose differently. You can wish someone well and still know they are not meant to walk beside you. This is emotional maturity. This is spiritual self-respect. For a long time, you may have thought an open heart meant saying yes to everyone. But an open heart also knows when to say no. An open heart is not an unguarded field where anyone may walk without care. It is a garden with a gate. The gate is not there to keep love away. It is there to protect what is growing. And your inner garden is growing now. New beliefs are beginning to take root. You are learning that you do not need to beg for basic tenderness. You are learning that someone else's inability to love you well is not proof that you are difficult to love. You are learning that your desire for emotional safety is not too much. You are learning that healthy love does not make you abandon your own spirit. Take a breath here. Let your heart hear this in a fresh way. I welcome love that honors my peace, not love that flatters only to disappear, not love that asks for your light but resents your needs, not love that keeps you waiting in confusion, love that honors your peace, love that makes room for home, Steve. Love that respects your timing. Love that can stand in the daylight without needing secrecy, fear, or control. This is the love you are becoming available for. And as you become available for love, you also become available for life. Because the way you open your heart to relationships is connected to the way you open your heart to opportunities. Both ask you to receive. Both ask you to believe that something good can come close without being taken away immediately. Both ask you to step beyond the old story that says, "Not for me." There may be opportunities around you right now that do not look grand. They may be small, quiet, ordinary. A message you have not answered, a skill you have wanted to learn, a conversation you keep delaying, a project you think about at night, an idea that returns again and again, gently tapping on the window of your mind. Not every opportunity arrives like a wide open door. Some arrive like a whisper. Some arrive as curiosity. Some arrive as a person mentioning something at just the right time. Some arrive as a discomfort with the old life that becomes stronger than the fear of change. Some arrive as the simple question, what if I allowed myself to try? You do not need to chase every possibility. You do not need to say yes to what drains you. You do not need to confuse pressure with guidance. But you can become attentive to what feels quietly alive. There is a difference between fear and misalignment. Fear often appears when something matters. Misalignment often appears when something costs your peace in a way your soul cannot accept. Learning the difference takes practice. Fear may say, I am nervous because I care. Misalignment may say, I am shrinking because this is not right for me. Fear may tremble at the edge of growth. Misalignment may feel like betraying yourself. So when a new opportunity appears, pause before you reject it. Breathe before you decide you are not ready. Ask yourself, is this asking me to abandon myself, or is it inviting me to grow? That one question can open a new life. Because many beautiful things are not missed because they were impossible. They are missed because the old self-image answered too quickly. The old self-image says, I could never do that. The old self-image says, people like me do not get chosen. The old self-image says, I am too late. The old self-image says, I need to be completely ready before I begin. But the soul speaks differently. The soul says, take one step. The soul says, learn as you go. The soul says, you are allowed to be new at something. The soul says, you do not need to be fearless to be guided. The soul says, your gifts deserve a chance to breathe. Let that be your practice. Do not ask life to show you the entire staircase before you move. Ask for the next honest step, the next clean action, the next wise conversation, the next small act that brings your outer life closer to your inner truth. There is dignity in small steps. A seed does not become a tree in one afternoon. It breaks open quietly under the soil. It lets the unseen work be, Jin first. Then, one day, the surface changes. You may be in that hidden stage now. You may be growing before anyone sees evidence. You may be becoming more ready than you realize. You may be preparing through every small moment of self-respect, every breath of courage, every time you choose not to speak against yourself, every time you decide to remain open instead of closing from old fear. This is not nothing. This is inner construction. This is the foundation being strengthened. So when an opportunity comes, instead of asking, "Am I perfect enough?" ask, "Can I meet this with honesty?" Instead of asking, "What if I fail?" ask, "What might I learn?" Instead of asking, "Will everyone approve?" ask, "Does this feel aligned with who I am becoming?" Instead of asking, "Do I deserve this?" ask, "Can I allow myself to receive this with humility and care?" That shift is powerful. It moves you from fear to participation. And life is not asking you to participate perfectly. It is asking you to participate sincerely. So much good can begin with sincerity. A sincere yes, a sincere no, a sincere question, a sincere attempt, a sincere willingness to stop waiting until you feel completely unafraid. You may say quietly to yourself, "I am open to the next right opportunity." Let the words stay soft. I am open to the next right opportunity. Not every opportunity, not every invitation, not every shiny thing. The next right opportunity, the one that honors your values, the one that allows growth without self-betrayal, the one that helps your gifts move into the world in a grounded way, the one that feels like a stretch, not a wound. There is a holy difference between being stretched and being harmed. Growth may stretch you. It may ask you to learn, to speak, to show up, to become more visible. But it will not ask you to abandon your core truth. When something is right for you, even if it challenges you, there is often a quiet thread of aliveness inside it. A small warmth, a sense of possibility, a feeling that says, "This may be new, but it is not against me." Learn to listen for that thread. Not every answer comes as certainty. Sometimes guidance comes as a gentle leaning, a subtle yes, a peaceful curiosity, a door that does not demand but invites. You do not have to rush through it. You can walk gently. You can say, "I am willing to be shown." You can say, "I am willing to grow in ways that protect my peace." You can say, "I am willing to receive support without losing myself." And then, as your heart opens to love and your mind opens to opportunity, bring the body with you. Because worthiness is not only a thought, it is also a feeling the body must learn to trust. You can repeat beautiful words all day, but if your body feels unsafe receiving, it may tighten. If someone offers kindness, your chest may close. If an opportunity appears, your stomach may twist. If success comes near, your shoulders may brace. If love becomes possible, your breath may become shallow. This does not mean anything is wrong with you. It means your body learned from experience, and the body learns slowly through repetition, calm, and reassurance. So let us not only speak worthiness, let us let the body experience it. Feel where you are right now. Feel the weight of your body being held. Notice the places that are working too hard: the forehead, the jaw, the throat, the chest, the belly, the hands. You do not need to force them to relax. Just notice them with kindness. A body that has carried fear does not soften because it is ordered to soften. It softens when it feels heard. So speak inwardly with gentleness. To the forehead you might say, "You do not need to solve everything right now." To the jaw, "You do not need to hold back every truth." To the throat, "Your voice is allowed to exist." To the chest, "You may open only as much as feels honest." To the belly, "You do not have to carry tomorrow today." To the hands, "You can loosen your grip." Pause, breathe. Let the breath become a small wave moving through you. Inhale and imagine you are receiving calm. Exhale and imagine the body releasing one layer of effort. Not all effort, just one layer. That is enough. The nervous system often trusts small changes more than dramatic ones. A little more space, a little slower breath, a little softer self-talk, a little less pressure, a little more permission. This is how worthiness becomes embodied. You are teaching your body, "It is not dangerous for me to receive love. It is not dangerous for me to be seen. It is not dangerous for me to grow. It is not dangerous for me to exist with needs, dreams, and boundaries." Let those truths arrive gently. Do not force belief. Let the body taste the possibility. Maybe your shoulders drop slightly. Maybe your breath deepens. Maybe your heart feels tender. Maybe nothing obvious happens, and that is fine too. Healing is not always dramatic. Sometimes it is simply the moment you stop attacking yourself for feeling what you feel. Sometimes it is the moment you notice tension and respond with compassion instead of frustration. Sometimes it is the moment you do not turn your fear into a command. Fear may be present, but it does not need to lead. You can place fear in the passenger seat and let wisdom hold the wheel. Imagine your inner world as a quiet house at evening. Some rooms are warm. Some rooms are still dark. Some doors have been closed for years. You do not need to run through the house turning on every light at once. You can enter one room, light one lamp, sit for a moment. Let the space become familiar. That is enough. Worthiness grows through familiarity. At first, it may feel unfamiliar to say kind things to yourself. It may feel unfamiliar to let someone support you. It may feel unfamiliar to imagine success without guilt. It may feel unfamiliar to expect respect. But unfamiliar does not mean false. It may simply mean new, and new things become natural through gentle practice. So take another breath and allow a different affirmation to rise. I can let good feel familiar. That is all. I can let good feel familiar. Not forced, not rushed, familiar. Let love become familiar. Let peace become familiar. Awe and support become familiar. Let opportunities become familiar. Let being treated well become familiar. Let receiving without panic become familiar. Let your own kindness toward yourself become familiar. This is a quiet revolution. The old inner language may still return sometimes. It may say, "Do not get too hopeful." It may say, "This will not last." It may say, "You are not ready." It may say, "You should be grateful for whatever you get." When those voices come, do not panic. Do not begin a war inside yourself. A harsh inner war cannot create a peaceful outer life. Instead, listen like a wise adult listening to a frightened child. You can say, "I hear that you are afraid. I know you are trying to protect me, but we are learning another way now." This is how the inner voice changes, not through violence, through patient repetition, through new language, through choosing not to bow to every old thought just because it speaks loudly. Old thoughts often speak loudly because they have been practiced. New truths may begin as whispers, but whispers can become steady. The first time you say, "I am worthy," another voice may laugh. The second time, it may argue. The 10th time, it may still resist. But somewhere along the way, a small part of you begins to wonder, what if this is true? That wondering is the opening. The old language of rejection may have been with you for a long time. Maybe it began in childhood, in comparison, in criticism, in silence, in the feeling that you had to earn attention. Maybe it came through relationships where your love was not met with care. Maybe it came through work, family, culture, or moments where you were made to feel invisible. And perhaps, without realizing it, you began repeating the same rejection to yourself. You rejected your needs before anyone else could. You rejected your dreams before life could test them. You rejected your beauty before the world could judge it. You rejected your voice before anyone could misunderstand it. You rejected your success before anyone could envy it. This kind of self-protection is painful, but understandable. If you reject yourself first, you may think rejection from others will hurt less. But it does not hurt less. It only means you are wounded twice. Once by the world, and once by your own inner voice. Today, that can begin to change. Not perfectly, not completely, but honestly. You can begin to refuse to be cruel to yourself in the name of preparation. You can begin to stop rehearsing rejection as though it will protect you from it. You can begin to speak as someone who wants to become your own safe place. Imagine your words as water. Each sentence you speak to yourself either nourishes the inner garden or dries it out. I'm impossible to love dries the soil. I always ruin things dries the soil. Success is for other people dries the soil. I am too late dries the soil. But a kinder phrase brings moisture back. I am learning to receive love. I can take one step towards success. I am allowed to be treated with respect. I can grow at a human pace. I can begin again without shame. These words are not magic tricks. They are not guarantees. They are nourishment. And nourishment matters. A garden does not bloom because someone yells at it. It blooms because it is tended. Your mind is the same. Your heart is the same. Your life is the same. Tend them. When the thought comes, I am not enough, try not to answer with force. Answer with tenderness. Maybe I am more enough than I have allowed myself to believe. When the thought comes, love never works for me, answer with openness. I am willing to learn a healthier kind of love. When the thought comes, I always miss opportunities, answer with patience. I can notice the next good step when it appears. When the thought comes, people like me do not succeed, answer with courage. I am allowed to grow beyond old limits. Let the new language be believable enough for your heart to accept. Sometimes the mind rejects words that feel too far away, so begin where you can. If I am completely confident, feels untrue, say, I am learning to trust myself. If I welcome love easily, feels too large, say, I am becoming more open to safe love. If success comes naturally to me, feels too much, say, I am taking peaceful steps toward what matters. If I receive without fear, feels distant, say, I am practicing receiving with less fear. There is kindness in honest language. You do not need to pretend. You only need to choose words that guide you toward healing instead of deeper harm. The inner voice should become a lamp, not a whip. A lamp helps you see. A whip makes you afraid. For too long, many people have tried to grow through self-punishment. They believed if they criticized themselves enough, they would become better. If they shamed themselves enough, they would finally change. If they kept pointing out every flaw, they would somehow become worthy. But shame does not create true worthiness. It creates hiding. Love creates honesty. Compassion creates courage. Kindness creates the safety needed for change. So let the voice within you become kinder, especially when you make a mistake. When something does not go well, say, I am still learning. When someone does not choose you, say, my worth remains with me. When an opportunity does not work out, say, there may be another way forward. When fear rises, say, I can be gentle with myself here. These words may seem small, but they are not small. They are the bricks of a new inner home. And in this home, you do not need to wait for the outside world to be perfect before you feel peace. You begin creating peace in the way you meet yourself. This is especially important when divine timing is involved, because love and success do not always arrive when the mind demands them. Sometimes the heart feels ready before life has arranged the right conditions. Sometimes you have done deep inner work, and still the outer answer takes time. Sometimes an opportunity you wanted does not open, and a different one slowly appears later. Sometimes a relationship you hoped for does not become what you imagined, but the healing it awakens leads you closer to yourself. It is tempting in those waiting seasons to turn delay into self-judgment, to say, if I were truly worthy, it would have happened by now. But timing is not a measurement of worth. Please let that reach you. Timing is not a measurement of worth. A flower blooming later than another flower is not less loved by the sun. A tide that comes in slowly is not rejected by the moon. A path that curves is not a failed path. Your life does not need to match someone else's pace to be meaningful. And the things meant to support your peace do not require you to destroy yourself while waiting. Trust is not passive. It is not sitting in one place while life passes you by. Trust is taking the next honest step without turning every unanswered question into proof that you are abandoned. Trust is doing what is yours to do, then letting go of the need to control every detail. Trust is applying, creating, reaching out, resting, learning, preparing, opening, and allowing life to meet you in ways you may not fully see yet. Trust is saying, I will not chase what asks me to abandon myself. I will not force what keeps closing. I will not call delay rejection. I will keep becoming, and I will let the path unfold with more grace than fear. That is a grounded kind of faith. It has feet, it has breath, it has patience. It does not use spirituality to avoid action, and it does not use action to avoid trust. It honors both. So if you are waiting for love, do not spend the waiting season punishing yourself. Become the person who can receive healthy love with wisdom. Strengthen your boundaries. Soften your inner voice. Learn what peace feels like. Let your friendships, your self-respect, your daily care become part of the love you are already living. If you are waiting for success, do not spend the waiting season declaring yourself a failure. Prepare gently. Practice your craft. Take the next step. Let yourself be seen in small ways. Build the inner capacity to hold more without losing your center. If you are waiting for opportunity, do not spend the waiting season asleep to life. Stay awake in a peaceful way. Notice invitations. Follow curiosity. Ask for guidance. Be willing to begin before all confidence arrives. Divine timing is not an excuse to disappear from your own life. It is an invitation to walk with life instead of trying to drag it by the hand. There is a rhythm to becoming. Too much force can bruise the heart. Too much passivity can dim the spirit. But aligned movement, guided by trust, can bring a beautiful steadiness. You act, you breathe, you release, you listen, you choose again. This is the dance, not chasing, not giving up. Dancing. Let yourself repeat inwardly, I trust the pace of my becoming. Notice how different that feels from demanding that everything happen now. I trust the pace of my becoming. This does not mean you never feel impatient. Of course you may feel impatient. You are human. You may long for the loving relationship. You may long for the meaningful work. You may long for the open door, the steady support, the answer, the relief. Longing is not wrong. Longing can be holy when it points you toward what matters, but longing becomes painful when it turns against you, when it says, because this has not arrived, I must not be worthy. That is the lie to release. You can desire deeply and still respect your worth. You can hope sincerely and still live today. You can pray for more and still honor what is here. You can be on the way and still be whole. There is no shame in wanting love. There is no shame in wanting success. There is no shame in wanting your life to open. Desire is not the enemy. Desire becomes peaceful when it is held by trust. Like a bird resting in open hands, not trapped, not ignored, held gently. Let your desires breathe. Do not squeeze them with fear. Do not throw them away because they have not arrived yet. Hold them with dignity. You might say, I honor this desire and I release the panic around it. That is a beautiful practice. I honor this desire and I release the panic around it. You can honor the desire for love while releasing the panic that says you must be chosen immediately. You can honor the desire for success while releasing the panic that says you must prove everything today. You can honor the desire for opportunity while releasing the panic that says one closed door means there will be no other path. This kind of trust gives the heart room to breathe. And when the heart has room to breathe, it sees more clearly. It can recognize the difference between a true opening and an old pattern wearing new clothing. It can feel when a relationship brings peace instead of confusion. It can feel when an opportunity expands you instead of draining your spirit. It can feel when a delay is asking for patience and when a closed door is asking for release. You are learning to trust this inner knowing. And yes, sometimes you may misread it. Sometimes you may choose and learn. Sometimes you may open and need to close again. Sometimes you may say yes, then realize the wiser answer is no. That does not mean you failed. That means you are in relationship with life. You are allowed to learn through living. You are allowed to adjust. You are allowed to change your mind. You are allowed to discover what supports your peace by noticing what does not. There is so much mercy in this. You do not need to make every decision perfectly to be guided. You do not need to understand every season while you are inside it. You only need to stay close to yourself, close enough to hear your breath, close enough to notice your body, close enough to speak kindly when fear rises, close enough to choose again when an old pattern appears. This closeness to yourself is one of the deepest forms of self-love. It is how you stop abandoning yourself while waiting for someone else to arrive. It is how you stop delaying your life while waiting for the perfect opportunity. It is how you begin to live from worthiness now. And as you live from worthiness now, your relationship with the future changes. The future no longer becomes a place where you hope to finally matter. It becomes a place you are walking toward as someone who already matters. That changes everything inside you. You may still have dreams. You may still have goals. You may still want love, success, abundance, partnership, recognition, growth. But you are no longer using them as proof that you deserve to exist. You are allowing them to be expressions of a life that is already sacred. Take a slow breath. Let the body soften around the future. You do not need to know the whole story today. You do not need to force love into a shape. You do not need to make success arrive by fear. You do not need to turn divine timing into a test of your worth. You are here. You are breathing. You are becoming. And you can take the next gentle step from a place of inner respect. That is enough for this moment. As your heart learns to open with wisdom, as your body learns that receiving can be safe, as your inner voice becomes less cruel and more loving, something important begins to shift. You stop standing outside your own life, waiting to be invited in. You begin to sense that perhaps you already belong. Perhaps love is not asking you to chase it. Perhaps opportunity is not asking you to become perfect first. Perhaps success is not asking you to harden. Perhaps the next door opens more easily when you stop approaching it as someone who expects to be turned away. And this prepares you for a deeper practice, the practice of receiving without fear, without apology, without the old need to overgive in order to feel worthy of what comes. Receiving without fear is a quiet art. It may sound simple, but for a heart that has learned to survive by giving, pleasing, proving, and staying useful, receiving can feel strangely vulnerable. To receive is to let something come toward you without immediately trying to control it. To receive is to allow kindness to land. To receive is to let a door open and not close it out of habit. To receive is to believe, even for a breath, that good does not always have to be followed by loss. And maybe that has not been easy for you. Maybe when someone compliments you, your first instinct is to explain it away. Maybe when someone offers help, your first response is, "No, I'm fine," even when you are tired. Maybe when an opportunity appears, you begin listing all the reasons why you are not prepared. Maybe when love feels possible, you search for the place where it might hurt you. These reactions are not proof that you are broken. They are signs of old protection. Once perhaps receiving did not feel safe. Maybe kindness was inconsistent. Maybe love came with conditions. Maybe success brought pressure. Maybe being seen brought criticism. Maybe every time you opened your hands, something was taken from you. So your heart learned to keep the hands closed. But closed hands cannot easily receive. They also grow tired. There is a gentler way now. You do not need to throw yourself open to everything. You do not need to accept every offer, every relationship, every invitation, every path. Spiritual openness does not mean having no discernment. Real receiving is wise. It knows the difference between what nourishes and what drains. It can say thank you. It can say no. It can say yes, slowly. It can say, I need time. It can say, this feels right. It can say, this is not for me. Receiving is not weakness. Receiving is relationship with life. The breath receives air. The soil receives rain. The morning receives light. The ocean receives rivers. Nothing in nature sees receiving as shameful. It is part of balance. It is part of rhythm. It is part of being alive. And you too are allowed to be nourished. You are allowed to let kindness touch you. You are allowed to accept support without immediately turning it into a debt. You are allowed to receive love without asking, what must I become so this will stay? You are allowed to receive opportunity without saying, someone else deserves this more. You are allowed to receive rest without proving you have done enough. You are allowed to receive success without shrinking from it. Let your body hear that slowly. You are allowed to receive, not grab, not chase, not demand. Receive with a clear heart, with open hands, with quiet gratitude. For many people, overgiving becomes a way to avoid the discomfort of receiving. If you are always the helper, the strong one, the one who understands, the one who adjusts, the one who makes life easier for everyone else, then you rarely have to face the tender question, can I let someone care for me? That question can bring tears. Because beneath the strength, there may be a part of you that has been waiting for someone to notice, not the polished version of you, not the capable version, not the version who always says the right thing and holds everything together, the real you, the tired you, the hopeful you, the you that wants to be loved without having to entertain, impress, or earn. Let that part of you be here. Do not rush to cover it. Do not tell it to be stronger. It has been strong. Now it is learning to be receptive. There is a softness that is not helpless. There is a tenderness that is not weakness. There is a kind of openness that actually comes from deep inner strength. It says, I know who I am enough to let good come near. I know my worth enough to stop rejecting what supports me. I know my heart enough to receive with wisdom. This is the receiving you are practicing now. You may begin in small ways. The next time someone offers a kind word, try letting it land before you dismiss it. The next time someone offers help that feels sincere and appropriate, pause before refusing automatically. The next time you feel drawn toward a meaningful opportunity, do not begin by disqualifying yourself. The next time your heart feels warmth and connection, do not immediately search for the ending. Breathe first. Let goodness be present for a moment. You can always choose with wisdom after that. But give yourself the gift of not rejecting good before you have even felt it. So often the old self says no before the soul can say maybe. The old self says, it will not work. But the soul says, let us listen. The old self says, do not trust this. The soul says, let us move slowly. The old self says, you are not ready. The soul says, you can grow as you go. The old self says, this is too much for you. The soul says, you are allowed to receive one breath at a time. Let the soul have more space. Let the soul answer more often. You do not have to silence fear completely. Just do not let fear be the only voice in the room. Imagine now that your life is offering you a small bowl of clear water. Nothing dramatic, nothing overwhelming, just a simple bowl held out with care. This water represents kindness, support, love, opportunity, encouragement, peace. You do not have to drink it all at once. You do not have to prove you deserve it. You do not have to apologize for being thirsty. You can simply bring it closer. You can take one sip. You can let your body learn. Goodness can be gentle. Goodness can be simple. Goodness can be received. Perhaps that is all receiving is at first. One sip, one compliment accepted, one moment of rest allowed, one opportunity considered, one loving connection not pushed away, one supportive hand not refused, one breath where you stop arguing with your own worth. Small receiving opens the way for deeper receiving. The heart begins to understand, I can let this in and still be safe. I can be supported and still be free. I can be loved and still be myself. I can succeed and still be kind. I can grow and still be grounded. Let this affirmation come in a new form. I receive what supports my peace. Simple, clear. I receive what supports my peace. This keeps your receiving wise. You are not opening to chaos. You are not saying yes to pressure. You are not inviting what harms you. You are receiving what supports your peace. Love that supports your peace. Work that supports your values. Opportunities that support your growth. Rest that supports your body. Friendship that supports your heart. Abundance that supports your ability to live, give, create, and breathe with more ease. You are allowed to receive these things. You are allowed to let life be kinder than your past taught you to expect. You are allowed to stop preparing for disappointment every time something good appears. And when disappointment does happen, because life is human and imperfect, it still does not erase your worth. This is important. Receiving does not mean you will never be hurt. Opening does not mean every person will be safe. Trying does not mean every opportunity will succeed. Trust does not mean every path will unfold as planned. But when you are rooted in worth, disappointment no longer becomes an identity. It becomes an experience. You can feel it, learn from it, grieve it, release it, and still remain connected to yourself. This is freedom. A free heart can open again, not because it forgets pain, but because it no longer worships pain as the final truth. You have known difficulty, but difficulty is not the whole story. You have known rejection, but rejection is not the whole story. You have known delay, but delay is not the whole story. You have known fear, but fear is not the whole story. There is more life available to you, more tenderness, more wisdom, more courage, more love, more peaceful success, more unexpected kindness, more honest opportunities, more moments where you feel quietly and without needing to prove it, I belong here. Let us go deeper into that feeling now. Imagine you are standing before a door you have seen many times in dreams, but perhaps never opened. It is not a door to another person. It is not a door to a perfect life. It is not a door that promises every desire will arrive exactly as planned. It is the door to your own worthiness. The space around it is still. There is no rush here. No one is pushing you. No one is measuring how quickly you open it. You may stand before it as long as you need. The door is simple and beautiful. It seems to know you. Not the image you show the world, but the real you. The one who has hoped quietly. The one who has cried privately. The one who has kept going. The one who has wondered, when will it be my turn to feel loved, supported, and free? On the surface of the door, you notice faint marks, old words, old beliefs. They are not carved as deeply as they once were, but they are still visible. Not enough. Too late. Too sensitive. Too much. Not ready. Not chosen. Not worthy. You do not fight these words. You do not shout at them. You simply place your hand on the door and breathe. Your hand is warm. Your breath is steady. And with every breath, the old words begin to fade. Not because you deny what happened, but because you no longer agree to let it define you. You whisper inwardly, "These were old stories. They are not my name." The word "not enough" begins to soften. The word "too late" becomes pale. The word "not chosen" loses its power. The word "not worthy" dissolves as though it was only dust waiting for light. And now the door is clear. You notice there is no lock. Perhaps there never was. Perhaps the door was waiting for you to stop asking the world for permission to enter. Slowly, gently, you open it. Inside is a warm room filled with soft light. Not blinding light, not dramatic light. A peaceful light. The kind that makes everything feel honest and calm. This room is not crowded. It is spacious. There is a chair by a window where you can rest. There is a table with fresh paper representing the unwritten chapters of your life. There are flowers in a vase, not perfect but alive, each one opening at its own pace. There is a mirror, but it does not show your flaws. It reflects your presence, your eyes, your strength, your tenderness, your becoming. There are shelves holding symbols of the love and success that can meet you in healthy ways. A letter representing communication that is clear and kind. A key representing opportunities that fit your values. A small candle representing the light of your own gifts. A bowl of fruit representing nourishment you do not need to earn. A soft cloth representing rest and gentleness. An open book representing the wisdom you are still writing. You do not need to grab anything. You do not need to prove that you belong in this room. The room already knows. You walk slowly to the center and stand there. For once, you are not waiting outside your own life. You are inside your worth, inside your permission, inside the truth that love and success do not need to be chased with panic. They can be welcomed from a place of inner belonging. Let yourself feel the room around you. This is the room you can return to whenever the outside world feels uncertain. When someone does not respond, return to the room. When an opportunity feels intimidating, return to the room. When old shame says you are not ready, return to the room. When success feels too visible, return to the room. When love feels close and fear rises, return to the room. This inner room is not fantasy. It is a way of remembering your center. It is a symbol of the place inside you where your worth is not debated. There are no judges here, no old voices, no comparison, no need to perform. Just the quiet truth. I belong to myself. Let that be enough. I belong to myself. From this belonging, you can open to others without losing your center. From this belonging, you can step toward opportunity without begging it to define you. From this belonging, you can receive love without making another person responsible for your entire sense of worth. From this belonging, you can succeed without turning success into your identity. You can let love be love. You can let success be expression. You can let opportunity be invitation. You can let rest be rest. You can let yourself be human. There is a deep peace in no longer needing every good thing to prove you are enough. You are enough, and good things may still come. You are enough, and you may still grow. You are enough, and you may still desire. You are enough, and you may still receive. These truths can live together. The mind may have told you that if you accept yourself, you will stop growing. But true acceptance does not make you stagnant. It gives you the safety to grow honestly. A child does not bloom under constant criticism. A heart does not open under constant pressure. A gift does not flourish when it is hidden in shame. Love is the atmosphere where growth becomes possible. So give yourself that atmosphere. In the morning, before the world tells you who to be, place a hand over your heart and speak one kind sentence, not 20, not a performance, just one true sentence. Today, I will treat myself as someone worthy of care. Let that be a practice. When a compliment comes, practice receiving it with a simple thank you. Let it be uncomfortable if it is uncomfortable. You are not doing it wrong. You are learning. When an opportunity appears, give yourself a moment before saying no from fear. Ask, does this align with the life I am growing toward? If yes, consider one step. If no, bless it and release it. When you feel the old urge to overgive, pause and ask, am I giving from love, or am I trying to earn safety? There is no shame in the answer. Awareness is already healing. When you feel jealousy towards someone else's love or success, do not attack yourself. Jealousy often points to an unlived desire. Let it become information, not poison. Say, something in me longs for this too. May I honor that longing with kindness. When you feel behind, return to the pace of your own life. Your path is not a copy of another person's path. Your timing carries its own lessons, its own openings, its own quiet wisdom. And when fear says, what if nothing changes? Answer gently, something changes every time I choose not to abandon myself. That is true change. It may not be loud, but it is real. There is also power in writing, not as a task, not as something you must do perfectly, but as a way of listening to your own soul. You might write one question at night. Where did I honor my worth today? Maybe the answer is small. I rested when I was tired. I did not chase someone's attention. I spoke kindly to myself after a mistake. I allowed someone to help me. I took one step toward an idea I care about. I said no. I said yes. I noticed my fear and did not let it make the whole decision. These are not small things. They are signs of a person returning to themselves. You might also write, what good am I willing to receive? And let the answers be honest. I am willing to receive kinder love. I am willing to receive peaceful success. I am willing to receive support. I am willing to receive respect. I am willing to receive opportunities that do not cost me my soul. I am willing to receive rest. I am willing to receive a new way of seeing myself. Writing these words does not force life. It opens your own awareness. It helps you recognize what you used to reject. It helps you become more available to what supports your growth. And each day, you can practice gratitude without using gratitude to deny pain. Real gratitude does not say, everything is perfect. It says, even here, I can notice what is kind. Even here, there is breath. Even here, there is a small choice. Even here, there is one thing that supported me. Even here, I can place my attention on what nourishes instead of only what frightens me. Gratitude softens the inner ground. It does not erase difficulty, but it helps difficulty stop becoming the only thing you see. And when the inner ground softens, love can root more deeply. Success can grow more peacefully. Opportunities can be recognized more clearly. So let your daily practice be simple. Speak kindly. Receive small goodness. Choose one aligned step. Rest without guilt when you can. Notice what supports your peace. Return to your worth when you forget, because you will forget sometimes. Everyone forgets. There will be days when the old stories sound convincing again. Days when you feel too tender. Days when love feels far away. Days when success feels impossible. Days when opportunities seem to belong to everyone else. On those days, do not make your sadness into a failure. Do not say, I have lost all my progress. Progress is not the absence of hard deed, I suppose. Progress is meeting the hard day with a little more compassion than before. Progress is returning again and again, returning to the breath, returning to the heart, returning to the quiet room of worthiness within you, returning to the truth that no feeling has the power to erase your value. Let this become your inner rhythm. Forget, return, forget, return, not with shame, with devotion. This is how a new self-image is built, not through one perfect moment, but through many gentle returns. And now, let the affirmations come as a soft stream, not to overwhelm you, but to gather the journey we have walked together. Take what feels true. Let the rest wait at the door until your heart is ready. I am worthy before I am chosen. I am worthy before I succeed. I am worthy while I am learning. I am worthy while I am becoming. I release the need to earn love through self-abandonment. I allow my heart to open with wisdom. I welcome relationships that are honest, kind, respectful, and mutual. I do not need to chase what cannot meet me with care. I can love deeply and still belong to myself. I can desire connection and still honor my peace. I let my heart become a place of warmth, not fear. I am allowed to be supported. I am allowed to receive kindness. I am allowed to accept good without apology. I no longer reject myself before life has a chance to surprise me. I give myself permission to grow. I give myself permission to be seen in healthy ways. I give myself permission to share my gifts. I allow success to feel peaceful. I allow progress to happen one honest step at a time. I do not need to become harsh in order to succeed. I can rise with softness. I can expand with integrity. I can receive more and remain grateful. I can be blessed and remain humble. I trust the quiet timing of my life. I trust the next step more than I fear the unknown. I honor my desires without letting panic hold them. I release the belief that delay means denial of my worth. I let good things become familiar. I let peace become familiar. I let respect become familiar. I let receiving become familiar. I let my own kindness toward myself become familiar. I speak to myself with more patience now. I forgive myself for the ways I tried to stay safe by staying small. I thank the old protections and I choose a wider life. I am open to opportunities that honor my values. I am open to love that honors my heart. I am open to success that honors my soul. I am open to support that honors my peace. I am not here to prove my worth. I am here to live from it. Let the words settle. There is no need to repeat them perfectly. There is no need to memorize them. The deepest affirmation is not only what you say, but how you treat yourself after you say it. Can you treat yourself as someone worthy when you are tired? Can you treat yourself as someone worthy when you are unsure? Can you treat yourself as someone worthy when someone else does not understand you? Can you treat yourself as someone worthy when success is still unfolding? Can you treat yourself as someone worthy when love has not yet arrived, it in the form you hoped for? This is the practice, to stop postponing kindness until life looks the way you imagined, to stop withholding gentleness from yourself until every question is answered, to stop making your heart wait outside in the cold while you try to become impressive enough to let it in. Open the door now. Let your own heart come home. Not because everything is finished, because you are here, because you are human, because you have carried enough, because you are ready to live with a little less self-rejection and a little more grace. There is a part of you that has always known how to receive love. It may have been covered by fear, but it is still there. There is a part of you that has always known how to grow. It may have been slowed by doubt, but it is still there. There is a part of you that has always known you were worthy. It may have been drowned out by the world's noise, but it is still there. Listen for it. It does not shout. It speaks in quiet certainty. It says, come back to yourself. It says, you do not need to become someone else. It says, you can open slowly. It says, you can choose peace. It says, you can receive what is meant to support your becoming. And as you listen, perhaps the body softens. Perhaps the heart loosens its grip. Perhaps the future feels a little less threatening. Perhaps love feels less like a test and more like a possibility. Perhaps success feels less like pressure and more like permission. That is enough. One small shift toward peace is enough for today. One honest breath is enough. One kind sentence is enough. One moment of allowing is enough. You do not need to leave this time with a perfect plan. You only need to carry one truth forward. Your worth is not waiting in the future. It is here. It is here when you are resting. It is here when you are growing. It is here when you are uncertain. It is here when you are brave. It is here when you are tender. It is here when you are beginning again. And from this worth, you can make choices that feel different. You can stop chasing love that makes you lose yourself. You can stop shrinking from opportunities that quietly call your name. You can stop treating success as something you must suffer to deserve. You can stop rejecting kindness before it reaches you. You can stop using the past as proof that the future must be the same. The future does not need your fear as a guide. It can be met with steadiness, with discernment, with openness, with trust. Not blind trust in every person or every path, but trust in your ability to stay connected to yourself as life unfolds. That is a powerful trust. To know that even if something does not work out, you will not abandon yourself. Even if a door closes, you will not call yourself unworthy. Even if love takes time, you will not make loneliness your identity. Even if success grows slowly, you will not despise your own pace. Even if you feel afraid, you will speak to yourself with care. This is how inner safety is built, and from inner safety, receiving becomes easier. You no longer need every blessing to prove you are lovable. You can simply enjoy it. You no longer need every opportunity to become your entire future. You can simply explore it. You no longer need every relationship to rescue you from yourself. You can simply meet it with presence and truth. This is freedom. Quiet freedom, the kind no one can take from you because it is built inside. As this part of the journey comes to a close, let yourself imagine placing both hands over your heart. If you can do it physically, do it gently. If not, imagine it. Feel the warmth of your own presence. Feel that you are not far away from yourself anymore. Say inwardly, in whatever words feel natural, I am here with myself now. I am willing to receive love in healthy ways. I am willing to welcome success without guilt. I am willing to notice new opportunities with an open and peaceful heart. I am grateful for the worth that has always lived within me. Let gratitude rise, not as a forced emotion, but as a soft acknowledgement. Thank you to the heart that kept going. Thank you to the body that carried you. Thank you to the spirit that did not give up. Thank you to the small voice within that still believes in love. Thank you to the dreams that waited patiently while you learned how to feel safe enough to hold them. Thank you to every lesson that brought you closer to yourself, even the ones you would not have chosen. And thank you for this moment, this breath, this chance to begin again without cruelty. You do not need to know exactly how love will come. You do not need to know exactly how success will grow. You do not need to know which opportunity will open next. You only need to remain in a kinder relationship with yourself as life reveals the next step. Let this be your closing truth. You are worthy of love that feels safe to your heart. You are worthy of success that feels honest to your soul. You are worthy of opportunities that allow you to grow without abandoning your peace. You are worthy of receiving good in steady, gentle, life-giving ways. Not someday. Not only after you become more impressive. Not only after every wound is gone. Now in this human, tender, becoming moment, let the breath come in. Let the breath go out. Let the heart soften. Let the hands open. Let the old story rest. You are no longer standing outside the door of your own worth. You are inside now. And from this place, you can walk forward slowly, gently, with trust. Open to love. Open to success. Open to the next peaceful opportunity. Open to the good that meets you with kindness. Open to your own beautiful becoming. And as you move through the rest of this day, or as you drift into the quiet of night, carry this softly within you. I am worthy. I am open. I receive with gratitude. I grow with peace. I am ready to meet life from the truth of who I am.